The Sunbather. The Sunbather claims a spot early and doesn't move from it for hours. They'll flip from back to front every so often, but that's about as far as the effort goes. It's not really about getting a tan, it's about giving themselves permission to do absolutely nothing without feeling guilty about it. The beach is the only place where lying still for 4 hours straight counts as an activity. The Sunbather isn't avoiding the water, they're just not in a hurry to remember it exists. The swimmer. The swimmer can't sit still on the sand for more than 10 minutes before the ocean starts pulling at them again. They'll wade in, get knocked around by a wave or two, come back out dripping, dry off halfway, and repeat the whole cycle an hour later. It was never really about swimming laps or cooling off. The water gives them something to do when sitting still starts to feel like wasted time. For the swimmer, being at the beach and staying dry defeats the entire purpose. The Sandcastle Builder. The Sandcastle Builder shows up with a bucket, a shovel, and a plan that changes completely the moment their hands hit wet sand. Towers collapse, moats fill in, walls get patched over and over. It's rarely about the finished structure, since most get wiped out by the tide within the hour anyway. It's about needing a project, something with a start and a middle, even if the ending is inevitable and out of their control. The Sandcastle Builder isn't upset when the waves take it. They already knew that was the deal. The Cooler Guardian. The Cooler Guardian sets up camp within arm's reach of the food and doesn't stray far. They'll offer everyone else a snack before taking one themselves, then somehow end up eating more than anybody else. It isn't really about hunger. Managing the cooler gives them a role, a reason to be useful, a job to point to when everyone else is just lying around. The Cooler Guardian isn't in it for the food. They're in it for having something to be in charge of. The Umbrella Adjuster. The umbrella adjuster sets up their spot, sits down, and within minutes is back on their feet nudging the umbrella 2 inches to the left. The sun moves, so they move the umbrella. 10 minutes later, they move it again. This isn't really about shade, it's about needing a reason to stand up, look around, and feel like they're managing something instead of just baking in one spot all day. The umbrella adjuster could leave it exactly where it started and get the same amount of shade. That was never really the point. The Shell Collector. The shell collector walks with their eyes down, scanning the shoreline instead of the horizon. Pockets fill up with shells most people would step right over, some kept, most forgotten in a car cup holder by the drive home. It isn't really about the shells themselves, it's about having a reason to keep moving and keep noticing, instead of just existing in one spot with nothing to focus on. The shell collector isn't searching for anything specific, they just need their eyes to have a job. The Wave Watcher. The wave watcher sits at the edge of the water, close enough to feel the spray, and just stares out at the horizon for long stretches without saying much. From the outside, it looks peaceful, almost meditative. In reality, their mind is just as busy as everyone else's. It's just found something rhythmic to rest on while it wanders. What separates the wave watcher from the sunbather is that stillness alone isn't enough. They need something moving in front of them to make the stillness feel okay. The napper. The napper lasts about an hour before the sun and the sound of the waves start working against them. Towel becomes pillow, hat gets pulled over the eyes, and within minutes, they're gone. Sunscreen half rubbed in and drink sweating in the sand beside them. It's not about being tired from anything in particular. It's about the beach being one of the only places where falling asleep in public, mid-sentence, face down in a towel, doesn't feel embarrassable. The napper didn't come to the beach to sleep. The beach just made it easier to stop fighting it.